Everybody wants alternative.
Yo, welcome back to Alternative Milk, the milkiest podcast outside the motherland, bringing you everything milky. And in terms of this milk, I'm bringing you a next episode of My Hero Academia, Ep.3, Roaring Muscles. But before that, make sure you go over to all the social medias and make sure you subscribe. You know, I enjoy getting new people subscribed to me. You head over to the Twitter. It's at JD_altmilk. And then when you're done with that, slide over to the gram, keeping it Grammy Gram. And follow me at alternativemlkpod. That's at alternativemilkpod. Go down to the description if you want to figure out how to spell those things. But y'all are adults. I know y'all can spell simple words. I think everybody listening to this podcast is an adult, so I'm proud of y'all, man. Goddamn. Adults. Adult lives. We are adults. Ooh. It's crazy being an adult talking about My Hero Academia. I guess it's not crazy because I enjoy the medium, but it's like, wow, these teenagers going through some shit, and I'm here for it. Like, I'm enjoying watching them grow into the people they are. And as of right now, our man Deku, he's still in middle school trying to be the hero he thinks he can be in the next episode. And what do we have in this episode? Well, we got an episode description real quick, so the people know. The overview. All Might tells Izuku that he can become a hero, but does he really have what it takes to become one? Da-da-da. And shout out to our man All Might. Because the beginning of the episode starts with Izuku crying because All Might said, acknowledge him and his goals. Like, hey, you can be a hero. You can make this all happen. And that's the first time anybody's ever told him that. And I mean, it has to be a big moment to see. Like, this is the person you've idolized your whole short life. The person that you believe in as the pinnacle of what it is to be a hero. And for this person to turn around and say, you know what, kid? You don't have the innate ability, but you got the guts to be a hero. You are made up of what you should be to be a hero. And All Might, he sees this kid as worthy, and he tells him, I want to pass my ability on to you. And this is the next step that broadens the world, because Izuku's like, what do you mean pass your ability on to me? Like, he wants him to be the next inheritor of what his quirk is called, one for all. I was about to say all for one, but that's definitely his the opposite of his quirk. Who I guess do we hear about him season 1? I can't remember. I mean, I know his people come, but yeah, I think you don't hear from him until like later into the season. But All Might is trying to explain, like, yeah, I got this quirk one for all. Nobody's ever known what my quirk is. So you're the first person to hear this, kid. Yeah, I mean, there's probably there are a select few people who actually know what it is. But hey, it's one for all. It has the ability, when it passes from one user to the next, it gets a little better. Each one gets a little better at using the quirk. Adds a little bit of their strength to the quirk, and when it goes to the next person, they're able to utilize the former user's strength and add their own. So when they pass it on, now that person has all the people behind them. So All Might, he's the number one hero. He has probably the number one quirk. Now he's gonna pass it to the next guy, and that's our boy Izuku. He's gonna get the mightiest quirk of all. It's almost crazy that, especially in this world, because it's a modern setting with probably better technology, that nobody's been able to figure out what All Might's quirk is. And also crazy that in the beginning of the episode, they talk about how All Might, his age is unknown. His quirk was unknown too. But his age, when the Izuku definitely mentions him going to UA, which is the top hero program in the nation. So if everybody, like, he went to school with other hero candidates, and I'm assuming some of them became heroes. Like, they have a good age range for what his age is. Like, yeah, I remember in my class, like that boy was tripping. Y'all don't know how old he is? But this is also episode 3, and I think that came from chapter 2 of the series. So maybe I want to say maybe there wasn't a defined age for him, but I think later on it does say he's like in his like I want to say like 50s. Because I want to say he had to have an age in mind because this man, you said he went to the school, and it does come up later how old he. I guess the age range he's in. So probably it's not an oversight, but I guess it's like just a quick one line that never gets mentioned again. So I guess in the end, I guess it doesn't matter. But it's just weird to say, yeah, his age is unknown. They could have just said, yes, he went to UA, and his quirk is unknown. They could have left it at that. But the point is, they got our main boy. He's all in for it. He's like, I don't understand how you can pass a quirk because it's like it would completely revolutionize the scientific world for the understanding of how quirks work in that context. Because you're supposed to inherit your quirk from birth. So, you no later than about like 5 or 6, you develop what your quirk is. And some people are actually born with their quirk. So you come out the womb, they're like, oh, okay, this the little motherfucker different. But and some people manifest it up to that age, but to pass it on, that's a completely new concept. And he's explaining it to our main boy. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna give you this shit. And he's like, cool, give me that shit. And I tell him, hold up now, you're not ready. If I handed you this thing, your arms will fucking pop off, and you're just not that guy yet. You're just not that guy. So he gave him a whole workout plan. He's like, we're gonna do this the right way, make this all work. That way, we all on the same page. So everybody's down. He got a workout plan, and he has 10 months until the UA exam happens. And another task he has is to clean. Sorry about my pronunciation. It's gonna happen a lot in this series. Tagoba Seaside Bay, all of his trash. Apparently, the currents push up trash, and people just dump shit there because the currents push up trash, and the beach is like filthy and all this mess. So our boy is one of those little training montages, and it helps see the progression of time because at the end of the episode, the whole beach is clean. And it's like, okay, well, of course, this happened over 10 months. And then you see his body, his little frail body, as he's on the ground crying. Our boy cries a lot. But that ain't nothing but character building. Everybody has something special about them. And his is that he enjoys a good tower or tear. And it's not really a complicated episode, not even a battle heavy episode. And then because most of it just focuses on him training. He's moving all that heavy trash from the beach. He has a workout plan. He's in his house, doing the push-ups, doing the squats, lifting the weights, doing a good foundation. He does overwork himself at one point. He says, I catered this plan specifically for you. And he's like, what? In his head, he's like, I could fit more in. And he tries to. But you know what? He wants to work. And that's what you get from that. He wants to. He knows I am far behind. He even says it. I have to work harder than the next guy. You got like his little childhood rival, Bakugo. Like, I got to work harder than that. That guy is a natural. That guy has the ability to be a hero. He was born with a quirk. He knows how to utilize his quirk. It's second nature. And he's a physical specimen. Where when the sludge villain attacked, Izuku was, within seconds, he admitted, like, I was overwhelmed. I couldn't breathe. I felt like that was going to be the end. Going to be lights out. Like, bam. When Bakugo was able to survive for way, way longer. That's just the difference of their abilities at that point. Is it a want to? Is it will? Like, I believe our boy wanted to live. He was doing his best to fight him, but he just didn't have the ability. He wasn't strong enough. So he literally spends the next 10 months improving his strength, getting strong to the point where All Might comes back to the beach right before in the morning, the day of the exam. The whole beach is clean. Like, he was only supposed to clean one area. clean that whole shit. Oh my, like, holy, this motherfucker here. He might have what it takes. And shoot, you know, you can't be mad at it, man. You can't be mad at it. He catches our guy our main boy about to pass out. All Might transform from skinny form, big All Might. And like, bro, you're that guy. You're that dude. And you deserve everything you're going to get. And what that man, this grown ass man said, hey man, you going to swallow. He pulled out a piece of his hair and said, hey, you going to swallow this shit. And that's concerning. That's concerning. I can see why he would be a little apprehensive of swallowing this grown man's long hair. It's saying, this is the only way. You gotta swallow my DNA to get my power. Excuse me, sir. Stranger danger. Beep beep. That's you can't be swallowing people's hair. I don't think that's safe. That's not sanitary. In a pandemic world we're living in at the time of this recording, probably wasn't a good idea. But you know what? You get unlimited power. Like, I can tell you, I wouldn't swallow something to get that power. Shit, you gotta do what you gotta do. And you know, All Might admit it. Like, you can be the vessel now. I believe it. He has muscles. Shit, the whole point of the episode is called Roaring Muscles, and he's developed them. He's turned his body into what All Might sees as a true inheritor of one for all. I'm gonna keep messing that up for the longest. Somebody's gonna get mad at me. But you know, he got no muscles now. He go out there and get some holes, huh? Shit, he gets some holes. And then at the entrance exam, tongue tied. You know, he sees some girlies. He sees some cute. He walking up. He like, shit, I'm finna take on the world. I'm finna rock this shit. I'm finna blah, 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 blah. And then he trips. And that's that one meme that I kept saying on TikTok for a while. So he's falling. He's like, oh, my life is over. It's all down for hill from now. That was pretty cool to actually see that back in the anime. I forgot it was in that episode that scene was in. That became a real popular GIF and movie. So if you've already watched the episode while you're watching this, well, listening to this, you know what I'm saying. And our girl Uraka, she come up and hit him with that 0G, do a little touchy touch, and make my man float. Cause what's her whole quirk called? Zero gravity. Everything she touches, she can make float, but if she overdoes it, she'll throw up on herself like a motherfucker, which is not good. I don't want nobody throwing up on themselves. But that's kind of a cool. They haven't really explained it yet in the anime, but you know, shit. It's spoiler light. It's not even a real spoiler. You see her do it. She touch him. He start floating, and she's like, "I'm sorry, I used my powers on you without your consent. But hopefully you appreciate it, man. I see you in the exam. Shit, shout out to you, boy." And she walk away. He over there mumbling, and then when she walk away, he like, "I just talked to a girl. My man getting hoes now. That still count. Shit, he got him. I got him on me. I got him on me." And then in the UA exam, he's sitting next to Bakugo again, and he's talking a little bit, and they talking about it, because I got our man Prison Mike. Shout out to Prison Mike up there. I can't remember what his quirk was called. I don't think they say it yet. He's got a loud ass voice. That's his quirk, loud ass voice. Just be yelling and shit. And he's explaining the next part of the exam, how they'll be fighting the robots and the point systems evolved into the robots. There's like a 1-pointer, 2-pointer, and 3-pointer robots. And it shows their silhouettes. And then they have a 0-point robot, which if he instructs them, if you see it, you know, just run away. Get out of there. It's not worth anything. It's just there. It's like a trap. It's like a trap card in Yu-Gi-Oh! So watch out for that shit. And they'll be fighting this in an urban setting. And then they got what's her boy name? God damn. I can't remember the name. Tinium, man. Boy with the engine on his leg. They ain't show the engine legs yet, but y'all know. Shit, it's rewatch. He up there complaining and shit. You ain't, because at first he only showed the 3 robots. He's like, "Oh, well, I see 4 on my paper. You're lying, President Mike. This is unprofessional." And President Mike had to tell the man, "Cool it, boy. Shit, boy. We got a 0-pointer. You didn't let me finish." And let that man finish, man. Tell you sit your ass down. I'm gonna see you in the next episode. You better run your ass around there and make some plays. Yeah, yeah. And they also did a good thing. They split up people who might know each other, like Izuku and Bakugo. They're not in the same exam area for the second part because you don't want people being able to team up right now. You want to see what their abilities are by themselves, because you can always, I guess, if you're a hero, find a group to team up with, and y'all can become better because you each fill a specific role within a team. But it's always harder when you have to have some ability to, if the team is split up, to defend yourself by yourself. I feel like that's hero 101. You can't do that, man. You gotta sit your ass down. But overall, it was a good intro into the entrance exam. I feel like that's going to be it's what we're waiting for in episode 4 to see how he does, see what happens in there. Because I can't wait. I enjoy that episode, fighting those big ass robots, and then seeing if did he do enough to get into the exam. That's going to be good in that episode. But in terms of roaring muscles, they did a good job. It's still setting up the story. It's building on itself. So when you see him do that part of the exam, it's like, man, we did it. I saw that man struggle for 10 months coming from the bottom. Now we're here. And it also adds in context to the relationship of our main boy and All Might, because I guess you really don't think about it because of the passage of time. But in that one episode, there were 10 months that passed. 10 months of them becoming closer for him to see, like, man, this boy is really worthy to be this vessel. He wants it. I can tell he wants it. I'm taking him under my wing to make him the best he can be. And yeah, you get all that. You get all that in this episode. But thank you. Hey, everybody here that stayed and listened, I just want to say thank you for making it all the way to the end. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully you come back so we can talk about episode 4 and fighting all those big old mean robots. But until next time, have a good day.
Don't you want
Deuces.
it, baby?